Hello again, and welcome to another week of the Star-Crossed podcast. I am your host, Meghan Rose, and I am here with an incredibly fun, incredibly interesting, exciting guest. I'm so excited for you guys to get introduced if you have not already come across his incredible viral content on TikTok, Nick Grigolia?
Nick Grigolia.
AKA Zodiac Boyfriend. Nick,
what's up?
I'm so excited to have you here.
I'm so excited to be here. And this is my first podcast, by
You're
the way. My first
joking.
podcast. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to sound like a crazy person, but I absolutely love being people's first.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't want anyone else to be my first other than you, so I'm excited.
Thank you. I always joke around with people if they haven't had tarot card readings or birth chart readings that it's like my favorite thing to pop people's occult cherry.
Oh, occultussy. They're occultussy.
I love it. My Scorpio
Tarot-ussy.
Dying. I love it. Okay, Nick, you have to tell me, let the people know, what was your initial introduction to astrology? How did you get to this space?
This is going to be a very Aquarius thing of me. I'm an Aquarius, by the way. Hello. Little cuckoo.
Wait, give us your big three before you jump in.
I'm an Aquarius sun,
Okay.
Aries moon, Virgo rising.
I love it. I have been deemed by my friends as an Aries moon collector, so take that for what it is.
It's the Scorpio stellium in you attracting all the other Martians.
Martian energy, and it's my 12th house as a Taurus rising, so I'm like, you guys get to see a part of me that nobody else sees.
I won't betray you, by the way, don't worry.
Oh, I appreciate you. Weight of my heart.
I have moon conjunct Saturn, so,
Really?
I'm very, emotions regulated and everything.
You're
I still have the cuckoo Aries expressions, don't get me wrong, but...
I was just going to say, I always, my big planetary rulership qualm is Saturn ruling over Aquarius, because I'm like, you guys break all the rules in my mind. Aquarius to me is not even understanding or comprehending what a rule is. It's like, what are you talking about?
Aries too, honestly.
Absolutely.
Who needs permission? Not Aries.
Completely.
I do whatever I want to do whenever I feel like it, since it's my moon. But since it's conjunct Saturn, it's a bit more.
It reels it in. So you're going into your Saturn return this year.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I mean, I've only read awful things online and on TikTok, but obviously TikTok astrology is not real astrology, and we all know that.
It's the pop astrology.
Right, yeah, it's the fun side of it, or if you're a Taurus, Scorpio, Libra, Gemini, love is coming your way if you're had 7 of the 12 signs are listed, but that's a different story. But I'm going into my Saturn return.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel.
You don't even have to preempt it. I tell people too, especially with the Aries energy over it, it's just let it be instinctual. As long as you're in a state of self-prioritization, I feel like during this transit and stepping into states of leadership when you can, you don't have to control it.
That is a very Aries Saturn thing. Struggling with leadership. I do struggle with it. In my mind and in my soul, I know I have these qualities. Yeah. But I don't like expressing them. It's not easy for some reason.
No, I completely hear you. And I mean, it comes in our birth chart, your Saturn placement, as the kind of karmic lesson that you have throughout your lifetime. So if you already had it figured out, your soul wouldn't reincarnate and be here. You know what I'm saying? There's something so beautiful in the process of learning. And I think when we get too hung up on thinking we need to already have it figured out, we're missing the point. It's
absolutely living in the moment, doing things as in real time, which is a very Aries thing, honestly. Aries doesn't think, Aries doesn't think. Aries just does.
Yes.
Which is such an amazing quality in my opinion.
Absolutely.
It can be too much for people. Aries do get that, intense reputation, but I don't know. I'd much rather have the Aries direct honesty, the Aries raw, unfiltered, even if it's like rude or whatever at times. Like I'm an Aries moon. I know that I can definitely go overboard sometimes. Don't get me wrong. But I'd much rather have someone tell me straight up as it is to my face and be around that type of person than someone that's like bottling things up and like suddenly out of nowhere tells you all of their issues, you know? I guess that's my Aries moon.
I love it. I've always blamed that same quality in myself on being a New Englander. I don't have an Aries moon, but I recognize and honor it. And that's probably why I collect you guys, right? Like love being around Aries moon people because there is nothing that you have to second guess or question. There's no passive aggressiveness. There's no confusion or doubt about where you guys stand.
Right. Passive aggressiveness. I don't get it. Like, why can't you just be honest? Or like, why can't you be direct? Like, what do you feel bad about? Like, Libras.
Yeah, right? You're like in the moon opposition. This is why I can't do it. Libra moons, no hate. Just a little bit. Okay, so Nick, bring me back to kind of the first moment that you got interested in astrology, when that was, and how it has unfolded into this incredible legacy that you have created in the astrology community.
So, like I said, this is going to be a very Aquarius thing of me to say, but, you know, in high school or even middle school, it was very early on. It was probably 12, 13, who knows. I mean, I vaguely remember even before, like at 7 or 8, I would listen to like horoscopes in the car. I would not have any idea what it was, but like my mom was like, oh, you're an Aquarius, listen to this. I would not understand anything, obviously, because what 7-year-old really would, but it was, you know, around my life. I guess. But then in high school, I guess I was just very misunderstood. And that's such a classic Aquarius trait, being misunderstood, different, unique. And that's all I would read about Aquarius online. Like, oh, you're the unique one. And don't get me wrong, like anyone can be unique. I'm aware it's not like exclusive to Aquarius, but then that's the beautiful thing of a birth chart. But I was like, wait, I am misunderstood. I am different and I am unique. Not like I'm not like other girls type of way, you know, just to clarify.
You're like not a pick me. No. Just letting everybody know.
Don't pick me, leave me alone. In fact. Please.
Oh my God, I love it.
So I was like, wow, this is weird. And that's what attracted me towards astrology. And then I would you know, I was in my core friend group in high school. I was friends with a Leo, a Capricorn, and a Cancer. And I would just study their signs and be like, wow, your behavior matches that sign and your behavior matches the Leo sign. And then, oh, there's moon signs. What's a moon sign? What's a rising sign? What are degrees? What are planets? You know, it's just such a big world to discover. And it's... My favorite thing about astrology is you'll never know it all. Never. You never stop learning. If you feel like you know everything, and this applies to life in general, like not just astrology, like but anything. If you feel like you know it all, or let me rephrase that, if you know that you know it all, then in my opinion, respectfully, you don't know anything. At all. Like you're the farthest away from having it figured out. It's important to be like a sponge in life, at least for me, you know. I can't tell anyone what to be. Maybe some people don't want to be SpongeBob.
I mean, that Virgo rising, you're just like, information, more of it, please.
Yeah, when I was in my teens, I definitely thought I knew it all. Probably the big Aquarius ego, I don't know. Totally. And the older I get, I realize I'm actually kind of stupid. But I don't mean that in, like, a bad way.
Yeah, like, not derogatory to yourself. It's just, like, no, like, I have this whole vast opening for more information and insights to come in. I love that. Yeah. Wait, so... As a teen, and it's so crazy because I always describe Aquarius as like the quintessential teenager. Even though it's very late on the zodiac wheel, to me it still has that rebellious, angsty energy that wants to like get out and say no to authority and be outside of the realm of what's right. Definitely. How did you transition from understanding this, starting to understand yourself, understanding other people, and rein that in enough to get to where you are now and sharing information in a way that helps other people feel understood?
Well, I keep it lighthearted on social media for me personally. That's just what works for me best. And, you know, I do love a deep conversation about astrology with someone that obviously knows a lot about astrology. But I just like to show the more, you know, lighthearted side of life, astrology, everything, honestly, on social media. I don't, although I don't want to, like, tell people, like, this is coming up for you, or, you know, I'm just creating a space of, sure, like, Starbucks astrology, as some people would say, but, you know, fun.
Absolutely.
And how did I get into it? Well, that was the question, right?
Yes.
So I've always wanted to be an actor.
Yeah.
Like a creative person working in movies and TV. And I've always been interested in astrology as well. So I basically just combined the two together, acting, astrology, and I'm just doing fun, stupid little fun things. And I'm not saying stupid in a bad way. I'm just saying it in, like, you know, it's not that serious, you know. I just want to offer people, like, a little laugh, a little chuckle, even if it's just air from your nose, like, and then you scroll past and move on, you know, that's all.
Yep. And so much of your content has been based around the elements, which I love. I feel like that is, like we were talking about before, where there's so much about astrology. It's just another one of those delicious layers in the lasagna of astrology.
Extra cheesy for me, please.
Oh, God. Like, give me twice as much ricotta as you were planning on it, please. And then, like, dabble just a little bit more parm on top. I need all of it.
Basil, too.
Yes.
For the aesthetic.
And it has to be fresh. It has to be fresh. You're talking to two Earth risings, baby.
Yes.
Like, that needs to be fresh.
We're food snobs. We really are. Earth risings are all food, especially Taurus placements. Actually, no, all of them, honestly.
Truly. If you ever need a foodie date, please feel free to call my Taurus rising us. Like,
please, my favorite thing to do when I go to restaurants with friends or anyone, to order a few, of course, mutually agreed upon things, and just dig in and share. Why get my own plate when we can, like, all explore the language of food, I guess? It's such a beautiful experience, in my opinion, and also so romantic. Like, if you're in a relationship, I mean, some people are very, like, picky with food, I guess. Fine, but I don't know, if you're not picky and if you don't have many, like, food no's and stuff, you should definitely
go tapas style. We need that family style.
Yeah.
But I mean, also, like, such a huge testament to who you are, even online. Like, you are a giver. You give so much information and laughs and energy. And what I was going to bring up about the elements is, like, you've done such a great job at tapping into this layer of astrology. So, I mean, we've kind of talked about it, even just, like, joking around about fresh basil and correlating that to being Earth risings. What is it about elements that you feel so called to, but also that you kind of hope other people understand if they're getting into astrology?
So my account basically is a great place for people that are just starting to understand what astrology is, to have fun with. And the more fun they have with my account, and, like, you know, let's say you're an Earth sign and you're like, all the Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, my element reels. They'll be like, oh, wait, my best friend is an air sign. I'm going to send them their thing, you know? And once you're acquainted to my posts, basically, then that is when you start doing your own research. Like, what else is there? What's a moon sign? And obviously the way the algorithm works is, you know, if you look at astrology stuff and let's say you're looking at my post and leave a like or a comment or a share, then you're going to be getting other things on your For You page as well. So that's when, for example, your post will come up to someone and then they'll be like, oh, so it's not just earth signs or water signs, it's a whole new world.
Truly.
And you just never stop learning. It's literally up in space. I mean, there's so many galaxies, so many, I'm not even a space expert, but, like, you know, like.
In a way you are.
Yeah, I guess. Right. In a way, yeah, Venus, Mars, and all of that, Jupiter.
I love it. It's like, I think there's something so beautiful too, and kind of like how we're joking about, like, it's so stupid or it's so silly. But the reality is, I believe the people that have information the most mastered are the ones that can explain that same concept to a 3-year-old.
Yes, actually. In fact, this is very Aquarius of me, because Aquarius is for the collective as well, not for the, I don't care about your individual problems, I care about the collective problems. But no, I obviously care about your individual problems if you're like in my life and all, but I bring in the collective instead of the individual. And then what they do with that is up to them. I don't even have to like clarify, oh, this is for your moon sign, this is for your, Venus. No. Like, just apply it yourself, It's kind of given. Like, I do lump in like the earth signs, the water signs all together. Usually that is my normal go-to, but you do the work. You have a different moon sign, look at that, fire signs if you're a fire moon.
Yep. And it's really kind of a nice way for people to take a break from being over-explained too. And I think that's been a huge hurdle that we've seen in the landscape of social media and like guru culture and influencer culture and celebrity culture. Now that we have Pluto in Aquarius, we're kind of seeing false idols fall.
Right.
For kind of exactly what you're talking about, that like self-discovery and the autonomy of thought coming back in to be like, wait a second, I don't agree with every single thing that my favorite actor or politician, or I don't know if anybody has a favorite politician.
Honestly. Suddenly, like, I don't even know what actors are out there. You ask me, what's your favorite color? My mind is gone. Poof. What's your favorite food? Oh, don't say sushi. Say something more interesting. But, like, sushi, I guess. But, I don't know. Anyway, sorry to throw you off.
No, but and then I feel like ChatGPT is kind of coming on the scene and being like the brand new idol that everybody has, where it's like, should I go to my friend's house this weekend? And it's like,
I've never used ChatGPT.
Nor should you have to.
I mean, and the whole AI thing, like, okay, I understand how the world works. Like, that's not going to go away. It's been a thing for a while. It's now logically expanding, because that's what happens over time. Things get bigger, so it's not going to go away. ChatGPT, AI, if anything, it's going to be more and more. It is going to replace jobs and everything, but I don't know. I don't have any interest in dabbling in it, honestly, as of right now. I don't need ChatGPT to tell me if I should do something.
And that's when the Aquarius rebellion. You're like, listen, everybody's going this direction. I'm going here. And it widens it almost like a parachute. Like, if there were not people like you going in this contrarian opposite direction to the way that the masses were going, we would lose access to this other part of reality. Like, I still love handwritten letters and candlelight and old film and taking film photography and like not losing parts of humanity and history that could very easily be eradicated if we were only focused on convenience.
And the sad thing is that it'll be gone. Like, handwritten letters, it'll be like an ancient thing to do, which is kind of sad. Not kind of, it's very sad, because people younger than us, for example, I can't think of anyone that like writes anything. Everyone is on their computer typing emails and everything, and I get it, it's the easier thing to do. It's faster. You don't even have to like be good at spelling. It'll just spell for you. But I mean, it's sad.
I know. Or like the generation below your generation or we're not like crazy age gap. I'm just ending my Saturn return. I'm not that old. But the people that are coming even after us that don't know how to read or write cursive. So I'm like, you lose access to all of this old text, like all of these old contracts. You couldn't even read the Declaration of Independence if you wanted. That's weird to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I see, there's some things I'm like, you know what? Yeah, some things should go away and some things should not. But
Right.
I guess that's up to the universe and...
Like, get rid of racism, but not romanticizing life.
Of course. Of course.
That's kind of where I'm at with
if life was that easy, look, if anything, everything is getting worse in that regard, you know, with humanity, the state of the world.
And I come back to kind of like the focus of this, and it's like, you got into astrology and you're using astrology to connect with a mass amount of people. How do you see astrology changing the zeitgeist? Like, what was your point and purpose of using that as a mode to share, like, thoughts, opinions, yourself, your personality? Like, talk to me about that.
Well, it's a great tool to discover who you are, to discover those around you, and to discover the world, because astrology is not just you and your chart, it's also the animals, the weather.
Yeah.
I mean, Aries brings in spring. The cardinal sign, Aries, cardinal, fixed, mutable, they all have different traits to them. Cardinal is the leader, the initiator. Mutable is the adapter, the one that offers help, the worker bees, I would say. And the fixed signs are the ones that hold everything together, the pillars. If you know, let's think of a bridge. The fixed signs, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, they're the pillars.
Yep.
Cardinals are... Well, what would the cardinals be on the bridge? Uh-oh.
Cardinals on a bridge, I'm like, when I think
maybe fixed is the whole bridge in general. I don't know.
Maybe the car's driving over it.
Then what are the mutables? The bird poop?
If we're using the analogy of the bridge, I'm like, already, okay, I
thought I was going somewhere, but I got lost.
You're doing great, sweetie. I'm seeing the vision.
Thank you, Kris Jenner.
I'm seeing the vision. No, it is. It's like the pillars, and then maybe cardinal is like the road that overlays it, and mutable can be the cars that drive upon it.
Yeah, But basically, mutables are the ones that help, the ones that support, the adapters. The cardinals are the ones that initiate, that begin. You do this, you do that. They basically just manage everything.
Okay, so the manager's helping to build the bridge.
There you go. And I guess the construction workers building the bridge are the mutables, right?
I'm seeing it.
Yeah. The fixed signs are the... What are they? Well, they hold everything together, but what would we... Yeah, well, the pillars. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm like sitting here thinking construction workers, contractors, and then the ones enjoying it. And the bird poop. We can't forget about that. No, but the different modalities, the different elements, it's like we get to kind of see the Venn diagram of the zodiac sign or the zodiac wheel, instead of thinking of all 12 of these signs so individualistically. Also,
it's a great way to separate the elements. So earth signs are separated by modalities. All the earth signs, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Virgo is the mutable modality. Taurus is the fixed. Capricorn is the cardinal. So now that adds more layers to the signs individually. So we understand that these are earth signs, right? Logic, practical, rational, discipline, hard work. Now the modalities to differentiate them. Planets. Taurus's planet is Venus, Virgo is Mercury. These all have... Capricorn is Saturn. More colors and more like sprinkles of personality and characteristics and soul added to the individual person now. And then your whole chart, it doesn't end.
It truly does not end. And I think that's what is so fascinating to me about everybody's different take and approach of astrology as well, because I always bring up the example of twins and people thinking that they can negate the validity of astrology because two twins act very differently. They go off on very different life paths. And to me, it just further solidifies how legit this really is, because the expression of a soul through all of these different window panes. Like you think about your whole birth chart as like these little mosaic glass pieces. And it's like, if the sunlight is your soul, it's like, no, it's still coming through the same placements in like the example of two identical twins birth charts. But it expresses itself differently. Like the light fractals out in all of these different ways. So I guess I'm just kind of curious now with your approach to astrology and understanding that, like, what are you finding out now? What are you excited to share with people now that you've gotten so deep into this practice?
So I've always wanted to be an actor when I was little, and this was way before I cared about astrology or even knew what astrology was.
Yes.
But and no matter what system you use, whole sign or Placidus, it makes sense in my chart why I wanted to be an actor. The 5th house is the house of, well, joy, creativity, the arts, children.
Yes. And naturally ruled over by Leo.
Exactly, the performer. Exactly. Literally the actress of the signs. Yes. The Marilyn Monroe, although she's a Gemini. Leo rising, though.
Love.
Right? Leo rising.
She embodies it.
Yeah. So in whole sign, I have a 5th house Mercury, my chart ruler. In Placidus, I have all of my Aquarius placements in the 5th house. I'm not really sure which one to go by. It's like both to me makes sense. Like
I know.
A 5th house stellium makes sense to me, but also a 6th house stellium makes sense to me too. But then the 5th house chart ruler, Mercury, makes a lot of sense to me as well. But basically, it kind of just validated my path of wanting to be an actor.
Yes.
And not just an actor, but like I do want to be like in the future, like a director, screenwriter, everything.
Yes.
I just want to like get that acting itch. Which is also why what I pretty much do on social media, I guess in a very like TikTok acting type of way, because there's a certain formula you need to follow on social media if you want to like be an actor. I don't know. Like serious thespian acting is not gonna work, you know? Like no one's gonna like
You're not Shakespeare reincarnated.
Yeah, exactly. I bite my thumb at you, you know? Like that's like, well, that could work, obviously.
It's brute, you know?
But like serious thespian acting is for film, TV, the theater. Social media acting, the more fun, stupid, and I say that with love, acting
the lighthearted, the short form, the digestible.
I get to play 12 different characters or 4 different elements, you know, and that's fun. When I lived in Georgia, the country, I'm Eastern European, born and raised in New York, by the way.
That's why with the Aries moon, I'm like, there's some connection to the Northeast with you, because I'm like, no, just say it how it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess the New York vibes have been ingrained in me from an early age. But what was I saying?
You were in Georgia, then New York.
I was in Georgia. Georgia is not known for its film industry at all. I mean, it's post-Soviet Union, like, you know, I'm not going to say much else, but you can, like, do the math yourself. There's a lack of, basically, there. So having my creativity expressed was impossible in Georgia. And I was in high school while I lived in Georgia. But I got cast in this short film, award-winning short film, by a Georgian director who studied abroad as the lead role. And I don't have parents that are actors and models and, like, you know, writers and in the film industry.
Yeah.
Especially in Georgia, where nepotism is everywhere, by the way. Everywhere.
Yeah.
So, like, Hollywood is not special to it. It's literally everywhere. I got cast in a short film, award-winning short film, and it won an award. I don't remember where. Switzerland, I think. I wasn't there. But it has over 1 million views on YouTube, and Georgia is a very small country. Like, think maybe 4 to 5 million people in the whole country. And over 1 million views, that is a lot. So
puts it into context.
And that was around 2017 as well. 2016, 2017. But I experienced, like, all of that, I guess.
Yeah.
Or, like, to prep me for TikTok, I guess. Like all the commentary, good or bad, doesn't matter. Like, I experienced all of it at an early age. I definitely repressed all the bad things, but it helped me handle TikTok even better, and that brought me in a wider audience.
Yes.
Which, and obviously, not obviously, but I do want to transition into traditional film and TV, which is what I am doing and working on right now. But TikTok gave me the opportunity to know what it's like to have, like, eyes on me.
Yes.
Have comments made, whether it's good or bad. So, considering everything, it's not that fame is what I'm looking for, but with what I want to do, that is just what comes with.
It's a byproduct of it. And
if you're on the internet, that eyes are on you. Even the eyes you least expect to be on you.
Yes.
So honestly, everyone, keep posting and don't get discouraged because you never know who is watching. Honestly.
Truly.
You never know who is watching.
No, it has brought the most incredible friendships, incredible partnerships, opportunities, going around the world, meeting people that I used to look up to at a young age. Like, social media gets villainized so deeply, I feel, by the people that are too afraid to use it themselves. And it's not a judgment, like you have to be on it. And if you're not, then you're not doing something wrong. It's almost like the opposite. I feel like the people who are the most judgmental about social media are the ones that have this deeply repressed feeling inside of them where they want to be using it and gaining connection and access or fame or even just creative expression.
Life is just a big projection, whether it's good or bad. You know, have you ever met someone you're like, wow, the vibes are so good, oh my gosh, I love you so much? That's also a projection.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Projection is not only a bad thing.
Totally.
Most cases, that's just what we remember, because the human mind is prone to just remembering the negative rather than, you know, all the positive, you know. But you never know whose eyes are on you, I guess is the point.
Yeah.
And if social media is not for you, it's not for you. And if it is for you, what's stopping you? Judgment? Who cares, you know? This is something I've learned, that life is too short to care about being judged by people you don't even like.
Completely. If you do not envy the position of somebody else, you should not be taking advice or taking their judgment to heart.
Period.
Like, it's just, you have to be so cognizant of the source of the information that is getting shared with you and really have a filter of discernment over your heart before you're letting any of the thoughts of other people enter in.
The most important thing of being on social media is that you have to be wanting to do this for yourself.
Exactly.
And I don't mean this in a scratch your ego type of way, not that type of way, but if you're on social media posting things like, what are other people gonna like? Or like, what do people do? I'm gonna copy that.
Yep.
No, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna be true to who you are. And people are not dumb, you know, people see right through it as well.
Yes.
Like, whatever your message is, whatever you want to deliver, whatever you want to express, whatever you want to teach, whatever you just want to show, it has to be things that you have joy and passion in and want to show.
Yeah.
I guess that's my main advice to social media.
Well, I mean, and we're talking about your Saturn return in Aries coming up, and I just keep sitting there and thinking, if only your entire Saturn and Aries group could go in having already mastered that feeling of understanding autonomous and authentic existence. Like, I truly believe that you're going to be fine during this. But with you kind of branching out, knowing that astrology gave you the ability to express and use your interest in being an actor. And now, because I always associate Aries too with the Fool card in the tarot,
Makes
where
sense,
it's like a big leap of faith, like taking big risks, jumping off the edge of the cliff. you have built such an incredible following and such an incredible kind of Rolodex of content to share with the world. Like, you could never post again and you're going to constantly have engagement. Like for good, you know? Like, you have so much fun and interesting content out in the world.
Thank you. Thank you.
But it's almost like, and I think that's the really beautiful thing about astrology, is understanding it's never going to go away. Like, your interest in it isn't going to go away. The understanding of yourself and other people through that lens isn't going to go away. But you are also allowed to take those big leaps of faith. Do you see, because it feels like everybody and their brother is now like an astrologer in 2025.
I like where we're going. Yeah.
Do you see a lot of other people taking that leap and kind of realizing that their ride on the train is now bringing them to another train that's going even further in a different direction?
So I want to talk about guruism, which I
just
don't agree with at all. I don't accept it. I don't anything. And this is in any industry or whatever. Holier than thou people, the prophecy or whatever. Yep. Like, stop it.
Yes.
You're not like a reincarnation of
God, source energy, Jesus Christ himself. Like, we have to.
You're not.
Have to drop it.
You're not. And like, that's a completely different topic as well, like, you know, different souls and like reincarnation and all of that. I do not have knowledge of that. That's not something for me to talk about. But like, if you see people on social media, and since we're talking astrology, like astrologers that are so like, this is wrong, this is right, like, you know, just putting other people down, putting other astrologers down, or that's not the point of astrology. And there's never one correct way of explaining something. Everyone has, like, I would say astrology is 50% intuition and 50% basic math and logic, you know?
Yes.
Which is something that, a non-astrology enjoyer would never think of, like logic and astrology, but it is.
It's essentially calculus.
Literally, it's basic math. It's
degrees.
Yeah.
Like, having to calculate in your head how many signs apart certain signs are. It's like aspects is a whole thing.
Everyone can only have 3 Mercury options. If you're a Capricorn, you can only have either a Capricorn Mercury.
Yep.
The sign you are, the Sag Mercury, the sign before you, or an Aquarius Mercury, the sign after you. For Leo, that would be, just to give one more example, you can either have a Leo Mercury, a Cancer Mercury, or a Virgo Mercury. Oh. So that's a little Mercury trick. But I guess astrology is logic and intuition, half and half, or whatever percentages you want to use. Yeah. I'm not strict on anything ever.
Well, whatever your practice is, really. Yeah. Like, I would say I'm way more of an intuitive astrologer than I am like a logical.
But there's no one correct way of anything. No. And everyone's message matters. Everyone's voice matters. And don't get me wrong, there are people that, spew a lot of BS as well. Like, there's definitely people that you can tell, like, wait, did you, like, look up online or
use ChatGPT
or plagiarize someone else's work?
Like, fully rip it. I can't even imagine for you, like, having gotten to the point that you are on social media. Like, are you aware of people ripping content? Have you had that come up?
Yeah, I have, and it's been gross in the past because I would confront these people like, you're taking my content verbatim, and I'm not talking like changing a few signs or anything, but literally the font, the colors I use, the emojis I use, the expressions I use. Like, there's this one guy, I don't remember from where, but he was in a different country, and he was a soccer player of all people. Like, definitely not someone like your regular astrology enjoyer, like a soccer player guy.
I can't with men involved with sports.
But his reason of copying me was to attract all the hoes. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but like, basically, that's literally his agenda, to
It's crazy.
BITCHES.
Because they see that it is a predominantly female enjoyed, but also dominated industry, which, like, kudos to you for finding truly, like, a self-brand. Like, not just the font, not just the emojis, not just the expressions, but, like...
I don't own any font, by the way. I know that, but, you know, but someone is copying
exactly.
you. Like, every single detail, every single cut, every single, like, oh, how'd you know I was an earth sign? Every single, like, 3 different options after the RBF, and, you know? Like,
no, truly.
I've had this happen so many times.
And it plays into the guruism that you were saying. Like, it's like you having the understanding, like, I don't like that culture and I'm not trying to be that is so different than the projection that people have on you because of your platform that's going to say, like, oh, I just want to rip everything that Nick is. And, like, I want to be the new Zodiac boyfriend.
What I do now is just block people. Yeah. Like, if I give some people, like, a few chances, silent chances. Like, you know, I get tagged and stuff as well. Like, they're copying, or I get messages like, this person is literally copying you. Or they're in their comments. It's like, you know, this is Zodiac, literally Zodiac boy. Well, I give people, like, 3 chances. Like, one copycat post, okay, I'll close my eyes on it.
Exactly.
2... depends on how I feel in the moment. Do I feel like I want to block someone? Do I feel like I want to put someone in Insta jail? But normally it's like 3. It's like, okay, now I'm blocking you.
Yeah, no, completely. Know? I had to do it with, I would say, more of an acquaintance than a friend, but somebody that I had, like, known in real life who dyed her hair red. Started copying website copy, like, wording off of my offerings. So that was my strike 2. And then strike 3 was when she put astrologer in her bio and started doing posts about different transits that were coming up. And I was like, so you're charging 333, like, over $300, but it's an angel number.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like, okay, we're, like, living in a time of spiritual bypassing, but that was my final straw. And I was like, I'm actively watching the industry that I love so deeply get exploited day in and day out just for people wanting the hoes, the bitches, the money, the fame, the engagement, whatever it is. And you're dealing with a populace of people that is vulnerable because they're looking to you for advice and understanding of self. And I don't think that there is anything more intimate than that. Like,
it's also so manipulative.
It is.
And it's like preying on the vulnerable.
Yes.
Because, like, most of their stuff always starts off like, do you feel like you're going through a lot? Who isn't going through a lot? Let's be real. Like, a vulnerable soul will be, like, scrolling on their phone and be like, you know what? I am going through a lot. And then they will fall into the trap of a con artist.
No, completely.
The person copying you is a con artist.
Exactly.
That person doesn't have the knowledge because they learned the knowledge. They're stealing that knowledge from you and packaging it in their copycat way onto their account.
Exactly.
How do they even give readings is my question.
And this is where I'm like, I feel like people need to be so discerning and cognizant of the astrologers or, like, any service provider that they're working with.
That I don't offer readings. I never have, and I don't want to. I just don't want to.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I mean...
But also people, like, pretend to be me and, like...
Yes, and DM people.
DMs, like, stupid stuff like Grand Rising and angels called me and stuff. I don't offer readings. I never have. I've done readings, like, privately and stuff, totally, or, like, even with friends, but never online. And because of that, I don't think I will ever offer readings.
No.
I don't even want to be honest. It's something I enjoy more privately, like the more deeper side of astrology than, I don't know, as a business, if that makes sense.
I completely understand your stance on that and have actually gotten to the point where I'm stepping further and further away from it because It's so potent. Like, it is such an energetic exchange.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You feel it in your throat.
You do.
You get, like, thirsty and, like, it's like there's a tickle in your throat and then you're like...
I'm like a grandma for a week straight afterwards. I'm like, I need my tea with my lemon in it.
This is because of how much intuition is also used.
Completely.
The amount of, like, jaws you've dropped, I'm sure, of literally just channeling from your intuition by just looking at someone's chart.
Yeah.
There's a lot involved.
There is. And I mean, we met originally. It's
not just Virgos, oh, you guys are high standards, you know? That's social media astrology, but...
Exactly.
We met.
We met originally at one of my workshops.
At Heimat.
Yeah. So it's like doing that in group settings for me has been kind of a easier way to still give that information out to people.
You did a phenomenal job, by the way. The way you were able to just... give information to everyone in such a easy to digest type of way. I applaud you.
It's my old tenure working in a preschool that comes back into play.
See how everything you do in life has a reason. Nothing is like wasted or nothing is like, never. Why did I even do that?
No.
You know?
And that's why when you're talking about kind of transitioning and setting your sights on acting as your main focus, it's like, but you can't just throw away the value of this chapter because it's temporary. Like, look at what you've done for yourself, for other people, for the world. Like, that isn't...
I don't think I saved anyone's life, by the way, just to clarify.
We don't know.
Well, we don't know, but like,
know.
I'm aware that I don't do anything that's like brain surgery or like rocket science or, you know, like, I really appreciate you for saying that, but I just want to clarify. Like, I don't think I'm like... doing God's work or fulfilling a prophecy or something.
No, I appreciate your humility. All I will say... I
think that's important to be as well on social media or in general. Like, be confident but humble at the same time.
I mean, we live in the time of cancel culture, so we've, like, seen it go from you can have everything in the world to absolutely nothing, if not, like, the opposite. You know what I mean? Like,
it's
I think
so
of...
stupid, though, cancel culture. Don't get me wrong. When it's
unless
meant
it's, like,
to be...
a ditty.
If we're... Unless it's what?
Like Diddy.
Diddy? Oh, totally, of course.
When it's warranted.
Right. Cancel the person that does inhumane things.
Exactly.
Don't cancel the person that does a human mistake that, like, you do behind the scenes, too.
I was just going to say, like, canceling somebody just because they still wear Balenciaga, and it's like, you know what? Like, the world spins madly on. There's so many more important things to focus
you never
on.
know, like, even with the Balenciaga person wearing the Balenciaga, you never know. Maybe that was a gift and they are completely blind to the world of fashion. It's like, oh, cool, I have Balenciaga now, you know? It's not that deep, I guess. Nothing is that, like, carefully analyzed and deep and intentional.
It's... people taking things way too personally, I feel like, is what it is. And I've thought about this so much. I was just on a trip and had multiple flights, and I am a fucking mess at the airport. I'm going to be so honest, until I have, like, a type A boyfriend, you're going to catch me at the airport with probably, like, mismatched shoes and, like, carrying 6 things while I have my big backpack on. Like, it's not cute.
That is so funny because you're a Virgo.
I know.
And I'm a Virgo rising, and everyone always assumes, I'm sure for you as well, that we're so type A and, like, so neat and presented. And, like, look at us, we're so neat and presented, literally. But, oh, it's so not it. Oh, my gosh, I am so type B. Like,
truly.
You think I take my car in to get serviced when it needs to be serviced?
Never.
No, I wait for it to, like, die or something, or some terrible thing to happen.
When we have Mars transits, we'll worry about that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. It always happens during Mercury retrograde, too. Why? Why does that stupid emoji always come up on a Mercury retrograde?
Oh, my God. And for you, too, like I was telling you before we started taping, my mom is a Virgo rising, so I've had secondhand, like, lifelong experience with this energy.
Gemini risings, too, by the way.
Oh, my God.
Mercury ruled, constant.
Yeah. No, it's that is a topic for a whole nother day. We need to do chart rulership because there's just so much to talk to you about.
There is, yeah.
Nick,
more episodes to come in the future.
I know. I was just going to say, I'm like, after we've gone out and done We don't
even need to know how it turned out. We're just like already planning part 2, part 3, part 4. Because you know what? The vibes are here. And we don't need a genius to figure that out.
That's true.
You know, the vibes are vibing. I'm giving you vibes, you're giving me vibes. You know? And we're vibing. Oh my God, that sounds so cringe, but like meant with great intentions. Like, I'm giving you vibes, you're giving me vibes, we're vibing.
We're vibing.
That's how it should be, though. Like, one person shouldn't be the only one like bouncing energy off. Like,
if this episode can serve any purpose, it's that unless you are hanging out with somebody that you feel the total reciprocity with, it's a no. From here on out, I'm calling it. That's 2025's mantra.
If you feel on edge around people or like you're walking on eggshells, then it's not even anything that person is doing. It doesn't mean they're an awful person.
No.
Sometimes it just means that person isn't for you, you know? And I think people need to stop being so dramatic. Like, just because, like, it's okay to have fallouts.
Yes.
Fallouts. They don't have to be like, I'm not talking to you, we're blocking each other, we're enemies now. No. It's just, you know, not for each other.
Completely.
But you shouldn't be feeling on edge around anyone.
No.
If you feel that way, that means there's a problem and you guys are not energetically, like, blending properly, you know? But that also doesn't mean that person is a bad person.
Right.
They could be, but they're not, you know?
It's 2 ingredients in the kitchen that don't mesh.
Exactly.
That's it. Oil and water.
Yeah.
That's all it has to be. Neither one of them are bad. In fact, both of them are phenomenal. In their own right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it.
And then I'm like, fuck them both.
Yeah. I love it. Nick, I'm so grateful that you came on here.
I'm so grateful to be here.
I was just going to say, I hope that this was an okay introduction to podcasting and that it leads you into a world of incredible sharing of your gifts.
Well, my question is, are we done? Oop.
Do we have anything else to share with the people?
I don't know.
On? How can they find you? What are you doing? What's your final message, babe? Give it to us.
I guess I was having so much fun that it feels like only 5 minutes, you know? And my only message to people is be around people where it feels like time is just flying by.
Yes.
And you're having a nice time and you're, you know, your heart feels good, your stomach feels good, you know, that gut feeling.
Virgo rising.
Yeah. You have to feel like peaceful and relaxed and all that.
Absolutely.
And that's how I feel with you. So I'm like, wait, we're done already?
I know.
Yeah.
It went by too fast, but you already took the words out of my mouth. This is not the last time that we will sit and have a conversation on Starcrossed. Definitely not the last time we'll have a conversation outside of Starcrossed.
Absolutely. This is a beautiful start to a beautiful friendship, if anything. And yeah. I'm happy to be here.
It's the best. Thank you for coming on. And where can the people find you?
Zodiac Boyfriend. I'm thinking of changing my username to Nick Grigolia because I do want to transition into film and TV. And actually, I'm working on something right now. This weekend, I'm going to be filming a pilot.
Stop.
So let's see how that turns out. And I have something else lined up as well. But
are we under embargo, or can the people know?
Are we under what?
Embargo. Or do we have to hide what you're doing?
That's a fancy Virgo word. Embargo. Are you feeling supercalifragilisticexpialidocious? I'm like, these are Virgo words.
Truly.
I don't have those Virgo words in
like, is there...
Maybe you should get a dictionary. But hold on, this is clearly going to open up another hour-long conversation. Yes. So, see you soon.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
All right. You can catch more information like this on the Starcrossed podcast. Check it out at themeghanrose.substack.com and anywhere that you listen to your podcasts. And we'll see you next week.